primary goals. One, to get you to think about it, and two, to just make more sense than Keith Olbermann. We have seen on display today a colossal example of weakness and a deflated ego that hopefully will serve as a powerful lesson in the days ahead. While North Korea and Iran both beef up their nuclear capabilities with the stated goal of reducing both Israel and the United States to dust particles, we of course lower our commitment to missile defense shields. Why? Because our president, through the sheer force of his ego and personality and powers of persuasion, will be able to talk those insane world leaders off the ledge into liking us. After all, Bush isn't here anymore. That same leader, that same president, convinced a lot of people that a stimulus package is the only way to rescue an economy that's headed in a downward spiral towards disaster. And yet in September, 551,000 people filed for joblessness assistance, and unemployment is at 9.8%. It was never going to go north of 8 if we just passed the stimulus package. But our same leader, through his sheer will and determination and the power of personality, would overwhelm the markets and correct everything. That, by the way, yes, is the same leader that wants to take care of your health care and mine. So now, let's fast forward to what's taken place in Copenhagen as both President Obama and Michelle, on separate airplanes, much like Lucy and Ricky had twin beds, went over to beg, plead, and present themselves as the primary reason that the Olympics should be held in Chicago. Never mind the reality that over half of the Chicagoans polled said we don't really want it and we can't afford it. The president went and said, I want to step out the front porch of my childhood home and be able to greet the athletes from across the world into Chicago. The very first city of the 5 finalists, the very first city eliminated, the one receiving the fewest votes, was Chicago. Oprah went, Michelle went, Barry went. None of the 3 of them ever have heard the word no at any time in their lives. Until now. Until the same global community that Barack has been embracing flipped him the bird. Here's my thought. How do you spend 7 months of your presidency traveling the globe and apologizing for the awfulness of America, and then turn around and walk in and say, hey, by the way, I know we're really awful and we've screwed everything up, but we would love to have the Olympic Games because we're really good at that? Hey, President Barack Hussein Obama, you can't keep apologizing for us, telling everybody how horrible we are, and then expecting them to forget that when you come asking for a favor. The ego has landed. My question is, does the rest of America get how hollow and vapid and substance-free you actually are? Because I do. Think about it.